Could I be any more desperate? And no, I'm not talking about Chandler. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I saw Matthew Perry trending today because he was caught on the dating app Raya as a single, recently divorced guy, flirting with a 19-year-old girl he was matched with. And apparently, in doing so, she thought, let's get some clout. Let's put it out there. Let's illegally tape a private FaceTime message and put it out there. Now Matthew Perry is creepy. Now I wanted to comment on this because I got an opinion on this. I got a strong opinion on this, and I want to share it. But I'm so happy we have audio guest Nicole. Are you there, Nicole?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Andy.
Happy to have you. I wanted a female perspective on this episode. And you're a mom. And maybe you'll disagree with me. I don't know. I wanted to share my opinion, but I wanted to have someone else on here to maybe challenge, or maybe you'll agree. We'll see where we go with this. But I want to lay out this story and share my frustration with this story. And then I'd love to get your feedback, Nicole. So here, let me recap what's happening here. All right, so this user she's a TikTok user, matched with Matthew Perry on Raya. Now, for those unfamiliar with Raya is like an elite dating app. Celebrities get in, and you have to have a trusted source recommend you, and then other people who get in have to be referred, and then you go through an application process, and it's sort of for like the elite of the elite in dating. And so a lot of like Channing Tatum and people like use this as sort of a more trustworthy dating service. And so Matthew Perry was matched with this girl who is age 19. And then they matched, they talked, and then they did a FaceTime call, and then she ended up recording the FaceTime call. I'm not going to show the call because I feel like it seems like it's illegal. I don't know what. So here's some sites that sort of show some images from it. But she basically made a tweet: when you match with Matthew Perry as a joke on a dating app, and he FaceTimes you and plays 20 questions with you, dead. And then there was a shot of him just sort of, apparently he was on there going, it's nothing inappropriate. It was just him like, oh, do you always play with your hair like that? And she goes, I guess. And that was it. Now this also comes right after the moment where Ben Affleck also was caught flirting online with someone, this Naveen character, where she posted this video, which I'll play this one. Thinking of the time I matched with Ben Affleck on Raya and thought it was fake, so I unmatched him, and he sent me a video on Instagram.
Naveen, why did you unmatch me? It's me.
Okay, now, I got feelings, so here's where we are. First off, this looks desperate. I got to admit, to both these guys, it looks a little intense. Like you're jumping in right away into these FaceTime things. It's like, come on, play a little bit harder. You're celebrities. You should know better that people are going to use their clout to expose you. But that's all I'm going to criticize these celebrities on. Because, look, the reality is these are adults. These are adults. She's 19. They're adults. They're single. They are not being inappropriate. I've talked to women who get far worse on these dating apps. And for these women, and I'm sorry, you are a woman, she's now out there doing interview complaining about this guy, trying to make it seem like he's preying on her. And this whole article now is, I wasn't thinking of anything about it. I never really watched Friends. And then she goes on and says, they make a whole big deal about this. A lot of people were saying I'm bully, I'm mean for posting this, and it made me feel kind of bad. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of guys in Hollywood are talking to all these young girls, and it's something that I think a lot of people should be aware of. I mean, who doesn't know that? Of course everyone knows that. But you have a choice on a dating app to select what age range your suitors pursue you at. And there's a legal age for a reason. Now, sure, you can find that creepy. People can find it creepy that he's 51, he's dating a 19-year-old, but it's not my business. It's not my business. You're not 17, you're not 16, you're not even 18. You're 19, and you allowed your app to be accepted by 51-year-olds, and then you made it a joke to post his private information and try to like shame him like he's some creep when you matched with him? I'm sorry, I'm really frustrated with this girl. I think this is a new thing that's starting to happen, and I don't get it. What happened to the world where we have some respect for privacy? Like, these dating apps, it's like people are trying to take a shot at dating. And when you're single, you take a shot at dating. And if you're matched with someone, you think, wow, she's pretty. Okay, maybe she's 1951. Okay, some people aren't okay with that. Then don't respond to him. You know what I mean? Like, you have a choice. You're an adult. You make adult choices. For you to post this on expose him and illegally tape a phone call and then post it to your Instagram, TikTok for exposure. I'm sorry, girl. You're a terrible person. This isn't nice. We didn't do anything appropriate. She even says he wasn't inappropriate. But she felt uncomfortable because she was only 19. Nicole, I'm just getting frustrated with this because look, I'm a parent and I don't like older guys always coming after and preying off younger. I get the problem. That's a big problem in the world. But I don't like these girls playing victim by posting it on TikTok for clicks. Private conversations where it wouldn't even go anywhere when they should know better to not even engage with these guys. I'm sorry, I don't feel like she's a victim in this, Nicole. I'm curious your thoughts. I wanted to rant a little bit, but what do you think about this topic?
So, I mean, I'm kind of sick of TikTok girls because they turn everything into an opportunity for themselves to get more famous. And that's all I see in this. It's a pathetic attempt to try to feed off of someone else's legacy, basically. Matthew Perry has been around most of my entire life. I'm 37 years old. So I think it's sad, it's cruel, and I have no problem with older men dating younger women other than the fact that 19-year-olds are super annoying, and I don't know why any grown man would want to deal with that.
Facts.
But
just
it's not
proving that this girl is proving that. Exactly, yes.
The immaturity level. I mean, I have a 20-year-old little sister and I love her to death. I raised her for most of her life and she is annoying as all hell. And I think back to when I was 19 and I was annoying. You're basically like insane until you're 25. So I don't know, from that standpoint, why anyone would want to date a younger woman, but I have no problem with it. Like you said, they are legally an adult. And if they don't want to interact with older men, then they have the option not to do that. Nothing was inappropriate. And I'm sick of people acting like this is strictly a male dating younger women thing, because I think I have a unique perspective in the sense that my mother married a man that was a year younger than me. So this is not something that's new. I mean, we have the whole term cougar and silver fox for a reason. It's not exclusively a male thing. It happens. And when there's two consenting adults, why does anyone have a problem with this? Why is this news at all? Page 6 is basically disgusting for even posting it. And I just think it's another sign that our society is like completely going downhill. That's pretty much my take on it.
Yeah, and what's frustrating is this person's going to get out there and get some support because it's like, oh, look at this predator, Matthew Perry. It's like, come on. No, I wanted to make this story. We got to stop letting these TikTok users use this like first of all, why was it a joke? I don't understand. She's like, I thought it was a joke. You made it a joke. You made it about yourself. You made it selfishly. You say, oh, I'm going to clout. Matthew Perry matched me. Oh my God, I'm going to get so many likes when I share this. You knowingly knew what you were doing. You were manipulating him. You are the predator in this. I'm sorry, Kitty Nicole. You were the predator. You went after him to exploit him. Like, that's what's actually happening here. And people refused to accept that and said, oh, she's young. I'm sorry. Look, I will support children to the death of my, anybody's going after children, I'm going to have a problem and I'm going to come at you. But we have laws and age, guidelines for a reason, because that's how society works. Once you get to that age, it's up to the parents and the support system to make sure that those 18-year-olds, which still sometimes are kids, 19, I get it. I don't like the idea either of them running off with 50-year-old men. But hopefully you've helped raise them and make them feel that to not message Matthew Perry back. You know what I mean? They should have the morals and the parenting to know, yeah, this guy's creepy. I'm not going to engage. And that's the reality, right? Because Matthew Perry should be at least messaging 20-year-olds. I mean, it looks really stupid, Matthew Perry and Ben Affleck. You look desperate, and you shouldn't need to have to do that. At the same time, I got to defend them, and it's like this: we have no privacy anymore or respect amongst each other. This new social media age is just like they want the clout and to use it. And if I were Raya, I'd be really upset at this user, and I would ban her. I would ban her friends.
Yeah,
this is a complete break of trust that makes you, Kate, look like an awful person. Because he didn't do anything wrong. You knowingly, consensually agreed to have that conversation, and then you taped it. So no one's like, you're I don't know if you said you were being bullied or you are calling you a bully, but you are. You knowingly know what you did, and having 20 questions and him flirting with you because he thinks you're pretty shouldn't mean that he's a predator and an awful person. He got matched with you. He didn't even pursue you. The app's like, hey, talk to this person. I mean, it's sickening to me, the level of, and then the sites that'll sort of pray Matthew Perry as this awful guy, where it's like, sure, he looks a little desperate. I gotta say it again. It does. But at the same time, he's allowed. You know, I don't understand this. It's so scary. Nicole, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, I just think we have enough examples throughout history of this occurring where it's gone on to have successful marriages. You look at Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. No one had a problem with that. And isn't he like 30 years older than her? I mean, there's cases after cases after cases. Look at Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. It's the same thing. So I don't understand why all of a sudden this is a problem now. And I don't think it is a problem. I think, like I said, this is just an excuse for her to try to get media coverage, to expand her viewership, to expand her followers. And I don't even think that Matthew Perry looks desperate or pathetic. I don't. I have no problem with this
You're right.
whatsoever.
I think Ben Affleck does, though. I think this Ben Affleck, after being blocked and saying, hey, it's actually me, I'm sorry. I'm going to take back. You're right. I don't think Matthew Perry looks as desperate. Ben Affleck definitely looks a little desperate in this clip because he's Ben Affleck. Come on, man. You don't need to go. If she blocked you, then move on to the next one.
Take a hint, right.
But you're right. Matthew Perry's got matched and was just talking to her, having a conversation. You're right. So I personally, for a 15-year-old going after a 19-year-old, desperate's the wrong word. It just looks a little creepy, I guess it does, is what I'll say.
I mean, if I wasn't married and I was on this app, and me being 37 middle-aged woman, if a young 20-year-old guy messaged me, I'm definitely going to be flattered by that, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think anyone would feel like, oh, this is stupid. I mean, it's something that would be intriguing to me. I'd maybe at least, have a conversation with the person. It might not go anywhere, but I don't think that there's any desperation in this at all.
Yeah, no, and look, and it's personal for me just because in my backstory of like what happened to me in the past several years, like a lot of women came forward exposing personal messages I had. And granted, I was a scumbag because I was married at the time. I wasn't even single like these guys, so I have no problem with it. But they weren't exposing me because I was married. They were just exposing me because someone else lied about me and made me seem more malicious. And I just remember even in that moment, all these women who just came forward and just were so quick to paint me negatively because someone else lied and they assumed that's what my intentions were. But even as they were sharing these messages, like, well, I never felt anything at the time. There was never anything inappropriate at the time. They admitted there was nothing wrong with what I was talking about, aside from the fact that I was, married and I was a little flirty. But there was nothing wrong. And then someone lies about me. And then immediately everyone jumps to rush in and search that clout, get that attention, and change the narrative. That's what's so frustrating me about social media is so scary because all it takes is one sort of message to go out and say, this happened to me, and they connect it to something else. And then suddenly, you're defined by that for the rest of your life. And so Matthew Perry, I feel bad for this guy because it's like, he's going to be seen like, oh, he's going after young, they're going to paint this in a way that isn't what happened. He got matched with a woman on at 19 is a woman. It is at that point. Matched with a woman on a dating app and talked to her and didn't even get creepy with her. Like I say, good for you, Matthew. Like he didn't whip it out or like try to do something really, hey, let's go hook up right now. Or what size are your boobs? Like he didn't even go to like some creepy place. Like, oh my God, who cares? And then the fact that she sort of tried to expose it to me and now he's going to have this on his record to add to his troubles just because he was out there trying to date and saw a pretty young lady. It infuriates me, this world we live in. So no, I don't like this. And it sounds like we're in agreement of this. And adults are allowed to do what they want to do consensually, be respectful to each other. This isn't news. So yeah, page 6, screw you. They're always salacious. Look at this. They're just getting the clicks. To try and get this in there. And I believe this was probably, look at this. While she even says, it was this, Harrelson, this is the woman, said none of the questions were sexual, but she did feel uncomfortable at times, especially says she was upfront about the fact that she was only 19. I don't think he minded that. It kind of felt weird talking to someone my dad's age, and it just felt not right, especially when he knew how young I was. The blonde beauty claimed the actor asked her at one point, how am I as old as your dad? So it was weird. She added, noting that the old odd couple star was only about a year with her father, and he just laughed it off. Said the friend snapped a quick bag of Facebook, which was what posted on TikTok. Honestly, I never thought any intention of posting it, but then when I saw that one video and thought, oh, this would be funny. I mean, she's exposing herself right there. It's like, if she really was like, you know what, this is creepy, fine. Then learn your lesson, girl. Don't share with anybody, and don't message an older man again. You found out that's what life's about, is having these experiments. And Matthew's clearly addressing the issue because he wants to make sure you're comfortable with it. And he's saying it out loud. Okay, clearly if you're not into it, then you don't engage any further. But what's wrong with Matthew pointing that out? I don't have a problem with any of this. But then when you admit, oh, I saw that Ben Affleck video go viral, so I thought this would be funny. What's funny about it? Dude, I'm so mad at these people, and I don't want to cancel her, but these people are the ones that really need to learn the lessons. So I hope more people point this out, and so other people take this as an example to not keep posting public exchanges, because it's not right. People will take that into their own narratives, you know what I mean? Which is really scary. Final thoughts, Nicole, as we wrap this bit up?
Well, I just think that this is what is really sad with the current state of things, and everyone being locked up in their houses and only interacting through platforms like social media. You lose the humanity. Like, people are forgetting that these are people with lives, and what you're essentially trying to do, as you are well aware, unfortunately, you've been in a very similar situation. People will destroy your life and not think that there's any real consequence to that. And I think when we start distancing ourselves from public and stop having those close personal interactions, we lose that. We lose our humanity. And for her not to be able to see that this is absolutely a cruel act to do to another human being is scary. And because there's lots of people out there like that right now, whether it's online bullying or just, posting things like this. It's crazy to me that we have no respect anymore for each other. And there has to be some form of room for lawsuit, I would think, because this is a total violation of privacy. I know in California there are laws you can't film other people without them knowing that you're filming them, right? There has to be something that he can do. But
you know what? You're right. And if I were him, I would do it. I think what she did was despicable, the more I think about it. And it's the fact that she didn't even just say I talked to him and whatever. She posted a FaceTime recording, depending on what state was, is illegal. And that's probably why she deleted it. Someone told her. But now she's playing victim because she's in trouble. And now it's, oh, I'm so young. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that excuse for people who knew. She knew exactly what she was doing. Just like you're trying to say he knew what he was doing. You knew what you were doing. You just admitted it was funny. It was funny. Right. It's not funny. It's not funny. And you're trying to claim now it wasn't funny, but you're caught, and this is the problem. So it's incredibly frustrating. So well said, and it really can destroy people's lives. And so it's good to have the other counter news to sort of combat all the people trying to claim Matthew Perry's a creep, because Matthew Perry's being a dude just trying to date, and he's doing it legally and consensually. I got no problem with him, and no one should. This is a stupid non-issue, and we should stop making sure. We should make sure TikTok should ban her. TikTok should remove that account. She posted someone's FaceTime call without their permission. Where are the laws, the actual laws? We're blocking people on YouTube and everywhere else. But even when something actually illegal and private is shared, nothing happens. It's ridiculous, the world we live in. But guys, thank you for hearing us out. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us. Hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already for more coverage and stories like this one. Hit the bell for all alerts. Otherwise, you may not even get this video because YouTube doesn't like to share everything. Leave a comment, share, smash the like button, all that stuff, and stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet. Thanks so much for watching, guys.